The supreme art of war is to subjugate a people without having to fight them. White oppressive forces achieve this supreme warfare objective in their subjugation of black people by deploying information warfare against black people. Information warfare is when one group constantly feeds false information to another group that are designed to change the beliefs and behaviors of the targeted group in ways that are against our own interests and that serve the interests of those who are deploying the information warfare. It works upon the concept that the mind's perception can be altered by controlling the information given to it. The white society controls all official information that black people receive. This allows them to tell black people what to believe. They have exploited this scenario and have to create their greatest weapon used for their subjugation of black people. White oppressive forces determined a long time ago that by constantly inundating black people with black racially demoralizing and black racially devaluing propaganda, they can manipulate us to believe that our core problem lies within ourselves. When black people have been misled to believe that our core problem lies within ourselves, this demoralizes us, divides us, creates black self-loathing, and it shifts black collective aggressions away from the white society and redirected towards ourselves. This also not only makes black people more compliant with white dominance over our lives, it in fact, in many cases, causes many black people to even prefer it. It also attacks the core foundation of what bonds us as a people, and we can then be ruled over forever. The white society's core power over black people has always been their ability to create false narratives that makes us think and behave in ways that are against our own interests and that instead serves the interests of the white society. Most people don't understand how controlling people through narrative actually work. So I will therefore give you an example using American soldiers. Whenever the ruling elites wants to go to war for a hidden nefarious reason, they always create a false narrative that conceals their true nefarious reason for going to war. The false narrative is always a positive one that claims that the American soldiers will be righting a wrong. They then present that false narrative to the soldiers. These millions of soldiers then accepts the narratives and starts functioning based upon the narrative as being factual. These soldiers will then feel their patriotic duty to go to another country, travel thousands of miles, and kill strangers based upon the narrative. Some soldiers will lay down their lives in defense of the narrative. It doesn't matter that the narrative is untrue. What only matters is that the soldiers believe that it's true. People live, die, and function based upon the narratives that they've been given and accepted. Likewise, the same social science utilizing false narrative to control the targeted population, to do things against their own interests, is what the white society has done to black people. Our true core problem is that white oppressive forces, with the ability to create false narratives that makes us think and function in ways that are against our own interests, are doing so. Presently, white government agents that specialize in psychiatry and propaganda analyze and studies everything about the black population. Our beliefs, our likes, our dislikes, our strengths, and our vulnerabilities. This surveillance information is gathered and then decisions are made on which fraudulent stories to produce to best create certain psychological feelings among the black population that assist the white society in maintaining its dominance over black people, its control and dominance over black people. These men now systematically feed us false narratives that are designed to make us think, behave, and function in ways that are against our own interests and that instead serve the interests of the white society. And just like the soldiers in the presented example, many black people accept the false narratives and begins functioning upon it. They control us by keeping us believing the fraudulent worst narratives about ourselves. It's exactly as the master teacher, John Henry Clark, said, that to control a people, you must negatively control what they think about themselves collectively. Once people have been made to be ashamed of themselves collectively, you no longer need chains to hold them. People are easily controlled by the narratives they routinely receive about themselves. If people constantly receive positive narratives about themselves, this raises their self-esteem and unifies them and inspires them. However, if people are constantly bombarded with fraudulent negative narratives about themselves, the exact opposite happens. This creates self-hatred and disunity, which attacks the core foundation of what bonds them as a people. Remove a people's self-love and unity, and they can then be ruled over forever. This demoralizing tactic is presently what white oppressive forces are doing to black people.